Wir sind schließlich Phoenix Wright. Wir finden schon was. 12:10 Uhr, 7. Januar, Defendant Lobby Number 1.
Oh, I see. I guess I should have expected this. Nobody saw the other guy, huh? But he was there when I took the coffee over, sir. Scout's honor. Maggie!
Oh, yeah.
Detective Gumshoe.
Are you doing alright? How are you feeling?
As if you need to ask either question, sir.
Oh, don't let him get you down, Maggie. And don't forget to eat well, okay?
Roger.
And you!
Yes?
You'd better square this case away, got it, pal? Maggie's innocent, you hear? If you screw up, then I'll be doing some squaring away myself. Squaring away some paperwork for your arrest.
I think he's serious. Hey, Detective, you're on our side for once, right?
Yup.
So you'll be able to help Maggie out, right? Really? Can you, sir?
Of course. I've got the situation under control. I'm gonna be the first witness on the stand today. If something I say doesn't match with the facts, make sure you point it out, right?
Sure.
Okay, we're forming a united front today, pal. You get me?
I can't tell you how grateful I am, sir. I've always admired you so much, Detective. I know I can count on you. Looks like it should all go pretty smoothly today, huh?
I can only wish. Sind Maggie und Gumshoe nicht ein süßes Paar? Ich finde, es sollte Kanon sein, dass sie nach diesem Fall dann zusammenkommen. Das wäre doch was. Aber vielleicht ist er auch ein bisschen zu alt für sie. Wo ich so drüber nachdenke, wie alt ist sie eigentlich? 23 und er 32. Ja, kann man machen. 2 Loser, eine Beziehung.
Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Bird.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. Und wieder kriegt er seinen Kaffee zugeschoben von wer weiß wem. Bitter.
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. What's wrong?
Nothing, it's just whenever I addressed you in the previous trial, your response was...
Ja, okay, damit wäre ganz schön klar, dass der Assi vorhin unser Phony war.
You was talking to me? It was a little, well, intimidating.
No, that wasn't me. That was the phony Phoenix.
I see, so our trusty Phoenix Wright is back with us now, is he?
Our trusty... Oh.
So, Mr. Godot, your opening statement, please.
Mr. Tried, whether you're a fake or the real deal, we will find out soon enough through this trial today. But I can already tell you, I am the real Phoenix Wright. I wasn't questioning whether you are Phoenix Wright or not. I was questioning whether you had studied law or not. That's what I intend to find out. There's no denying it. Behind that mask is a man who really hates me for some reason or another.
As everyone is aware, the court has already given its verdict on this case once. Therefore, I won't stand for irrelevant testimony during this retrial. Nor will I stand for a simple repetition of the evidence presented in the last trial.
Im Nebenfach. I'm not planning on repeating anything that phony me said, trust me.
Now then, Mr. Godot, please summon your first witness.
Let's start with the formalities, shall we? Name and occupation.
Witness, state your name for the court.
Sorry, sir. The name is Police Department Detective. Occupation. Ja, ich glaube, das meinst du andersrum. The name is Police Department Detective. Occupation D. Gumshoe. All the way around, Detective.
Sorry. Anyway, I'm the officer in charge of this case since yesterday, sir. Since yesterday?
Yeah, the guy who was on the initial investigation is tied up with another case now.
I hope Gumshoe's really got everything under control, for everyone's sake.
I see, so Detective Gumshoe, would you outline for the court the basic facts of the case?
Yes, sir. The victim's name was Glenn Elk. He was a professional programmer. He was on the payroll of Blue Screens Inc., a local company. This is the victim's autopsy report.
The court accepts this into evidence.
Died of potassium cyanide poisoning. Time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30 p.m. Das ist ja schon mal ein großes Zeitfenster. Das fällt mir direkt mal auf. Wir haben doch sonst immer Fälle mit ziemlich exakten Zeitfenster. Kann man vielleicht schon mal einiges mit drehen.
And here are the floor plans of the restaurant.
Okay, auch gut.
When the incident took place, the victim was sitting right here.
Okay. Sorry, ich bin im Moment extrem heiser. Ich überlege gerade, mir da schon irgendwas Interessantes auffällt. Nicht so direkt. Ich wusste gar nicht, dass die Küche da ganz links ist. Ich dachte, da wäre einfach nur noch eine Wand. Da sind 2 Fenster. Dann sind da diese Trennwände. Das sind 4 Tische. Okay.
The poisoned coffee was brought over to him by the waitress being the accused? Yeah. The victim died from poisoning almost immediately after he took a sip of the coffee. At the time of the incident, there were 2 other people in the restaurant. Mr. Jean Armstrong, the owner and chef, and regular by the name of Mr. Victor Kudo. Still seems to be a very straightforward case to me.
Okay. Come, detective, take up this hammer and nail the defendant's coffin shut with your own 2 hands.
Now then, Detective Gumshoe, let's have your testimony. Yes, sir.
When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir.
We understand that the guy, Glenn Elk, was listening to the radio at the time. Traces of poison were found in his coffee cup. And what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. And, it looks like Miss Burt might have had, well, some kind of a motive.
Using the dark, aromatic depths of coffee to conceal the poison. Classy lady.
The facts of this case seem to be ironclad. Mr. Wright, I would ask you to begin your cross-examination, but...
Yes?
Please, no intimidation tricks this time around. Is that understood?
I already told you that wasn't me. The incident. Okay, when the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, so... Ist mir jetzt noch kein Widerspruch oder irgendwas aufgefallen, also pressen wir einfach mal. Can I stop you for just a minute?
Huh? What is it? Did I say something that contradicts the evidence?
He's so desperate for that to be true, he's practically crying. Your testimony just now doesn't match the testimony given by Miss Bird. She claims that there was another man at the victim's table.
Yeah, that's what she said. And
What killer wouldn't say that when faced with a homicide conviction? Hey, sadly, her testimony isn't supported by the owner or the other customer. Isn't that right, Detective Gumshoe?
Yeah, it's true. There are 2 testimonies tie up on that. They both say there was no other guy at the table.
What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Ja, warum nicht? Mir fällt es... Well, maybe the other witnesses just missed him. Perhaps their view of the victim's table was obscured in some way.
Huh.
That argument is as weak as the coffee at Très bien, right? I have here in my possession a ticket. A ticket? Looks more like a photo to me. Yes, a one-way ticket to Guiltyville. Population, the defendant. Oh? This is a photograph taken from near the entrance to the kitchen.
This is the scene as witnessed by the chef moments after the poison took place, correct?
I think the court will agree that with such a clear view of the scene of the crime. How, Mr. Triton, could anyone have overlooked a second person at the table?
Yeah. It certainly seems to show the victim's table extremely clearly.
Haben wir das Foto jetzt wenigstens bekommen? Haben wir. Okay, vielleicht bringt uns das ja noch irgendwas. Hm. Ja. Aber die ist ja umgefallen. Die ist ja bewusstlos geworden. Die lag dann ja daneben. Also es zieht dann wahrscheinlich auch nicht als Argument. Aber hast schon recht. We understand that the guy Glenn Alec was listening to the radio at the time. He was listening to his radio, you say?
Yeah, he had a portable radio in his chest pocket.
Maggie told us that too, didn't she? Something about how one of them had some sort of earpiece.
What should I do? Should I press at this point a little harder or not? I just press everything. Oh shit, ich habe Leave gedrückt. Na toll. Ja, schon irgendwie. No, I should leave it alone. I've got a bad feeling about where this is going.
If you've got a bad feeling about this, then maybe you should leave it alone.
Was heißt starker Spoiler ist... Würde ich jetzt... Ich meine... Du kriegst halt im Grunde jetzt schon einige Sachen mit, die man eigentlich in der Investigation herausgefunden hat. Die ist aber trotzdem halt noch dann sehenswert wegen all den anderen, den ganzen Gesprächen da drin und so. Aber ja, vielleicht besser VED oder dann auf YouTube gucken. Aber trotzdem, hallo. If you got a bad feeling about this, then maybe you should leave it alone. 9. I once had a bad feeling that I was about to have a bad feeling. It was really bad. Maybe I should move on to another part of his testimony. You have such a nice way with words, Maya. Ich will aber doch mal eben Press Harder machen. Ich habe mich da eigentlich nur vertippelt. Press Harder. Ich meine, was kann schon passieren? And what was it that the victim was listening to on the radio, Detective Gumshoe?
Huh? How should I know?
Thanks a lot. We're now one step closer to the middle of nowhere. Jo, dann, ja, bis auf YouTube oder im VOD dann.
This isn't going very well, is it?
Detective, could you perhaps tell us about the poison, how it was used?
Okay, traces of poison were found in his coffee cup. So, traces of the poison were found in the coffee cup and nowhere else?
Not sure yet, you pal.
Was the poison a liquid, or was it a powder?
If I had to put it in layman's terms, I'd say it was a powdery substance.
So the poison could have been in anything that was on the table. Sugar, salt, pepper.
Ha. Do you put salt and pepper in your coffee, try it? The victim took his coffee black with no sugar. It seems that the poison could only have been in the coffee.
What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Ich mach einfach mal allen. Are you absolutely certain that the victim even drank any of his coffee?
Huh? What do you mean?
According to this file, the poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. But what proof is there that the victim ever drank any of it?
Oh, hey, you're right. That's what... In case you were wondering, the last objection was for the detective there. Oh, for me? Oh, hey, you're right. You may be fooling the court, but I'm not falling for it. If you have the time to waste, you have the time to present that piece of evidence. That piece, sir?
Yes, that piece. Uh-oh.
What piece was it again?
This. Warum krieg ich schon wieder einen Kaffee ins Gesicht? Should I be grateful this coffee's only hot enough to give me first-degree burns?
Oh, now I remember. This is the, victim's coffee cup.
Yes, the victim's cup. Take a good look at the rim.
Oh yes, it's unmistakable. There's clearly a coffee stain on it.
Ja, das kann ja auch jeder getrunken haben.
Conclusive proof that the victim did drink the poisoned coffee that was in this cup. The victim gulped down the bitter death that the waitress brought to him. Like this.
Er trinkt erstmal seinen Kaffee auf, Ex, okay.
For the record, the only prints on the cup were the victims and the defendants.
Ja, ist natürlich doof. Aber ich meine,
Upon further investigation of this cup, we found a certain chemical substance. What we found was potassium cyanide.
Potassium cyanide. I've heard of that chemical before. Exactly how strong is this poison, Detective Gumshoe?
It's, well, that stuff's lethal. Eat your much and your history.
How much is too much? A lethal dose is 0.2 grams. That's about enough to finish anyone off.
0.2 grams? How much is that?
You know when you swab your ears for earwax? Yeah, about that much.
Earwax, huh? Sounds like something Gumshoe's got an abundance of.
Such a small quantity of poison could have been concealed anywhere. Looks like Miss Bird might have had, well, some kind of a motive.
Some kind of a motive.
Yeah, but if you ask me, it's been blown way out of proportion.
You know what my golden rule is, Detective. Chuck out a bad cup of coffee. You can always get another.
Huh? I don't get it.
I'm saying we can always get another witness on the stand if we have to chuck you out. So stick to the facts, Detective. Now then, what was Miss Bird's motive? Come on, Gumshoe.
They said she wanted to steal a lottery ticket.
I knew it. It's what we heard yesterday, too.
It disappeared from the scene of the crime.
And it wasn't just any lottery ticket. It was a winning ticket for $500,000.
Mr. Armstrong knew about the ticket too, didn't he? But he stole the wrong one.
Then is it possible Maggie stole the winning one? What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Ich meine, mir fällt jetzt nichts anderes mehr ein, das war auch schon die letzte Aussage. Wait a minute. The mere fact that the lottery ticket disappeared in no way implicates my client. I have here in my hand the very ticket in question.
That's the $500,000 lottery ticket. One of the female police officers found it when she was conducting a search of the defendant.
Ich hab's geahnt.
What?
Order.
She's quite a lucky bird, our little waitress.
You will submit the ticket as evidence to the court immediately.
I'd better keep an eye on that ticket, the way the judge's voice is quivering. Winning ticket for $500,000 found during a body search of Maggie.
This ticket was presented to the court in the previous trial too. But it feels heavier now somehow. $500,000, you say?
It's just a scrap of paper. What matters is where it was found, Your Honor. And that's on Maggie's person, unfortunately.
That's enough. The facts of this case seem overwhelmingly clear to me. The defendant had ample opportunity to commit the crime of which she is charged. Furthermore, it seems beyond reasonable doubt that she did indeed commit this crime.
I like an old man who knows the score.
There's also the matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That alone provides a very credible motive. I mean, for that sum of money, even I might be tempted to bend the rules.
I don't mind an old man who is weak to the siren call of money.
Not good, Nick. The evidence against Maggie's starting to pile up fast.
Yeah, that's because the court has ruled guilty once already. I'd say it's about time to wrap up this repeat performance with one final decisive piece of evidence.
He's got more evidence against Maggie?
This is the apron the delightful Miss Bird was wearing at the time.
Wow, it's not the cleanest apron I've seen. That stain looks like it can't be blood, can it?
It seems the star of our play was a little flustered and somehow spilled coffee on herself.
The coffee? That's not exactly the first thing that caught my eye.
Of course, the coffee stain isn't the most interesting thing about this apron. No, there's something else that stands out even more.
Something else? I presume you mean...
Of course, I'm referring to the pocket.
The pocket?
A search carried out right after the incident uncovered this. Potassium cyanide. The very poison used by the killer was in her apron pocket.
A bottle of poison in Maggie's pocket.
Yeah, and Maggie's prints weren't the only ones on it, of course.
Wow!
Order, order, order. Court will accept these items into evidence.
Ja, was mit dem roten Fleck da?
She fucked. Yep. She's so fucked.
Ich hole mir einen Hustenbonbon aus meinem Rucksack.
Wo bist du?
Nein, du bist kein Hustenbonbon. Was bist denn du? Oh, da waren die Erdbeeren drin. Schraubenzieher. Rhabarber. Ah, da. So. A deadly powdery poison bears Maggie's fingerprints found in her apron pocket. Okay.
Is something still bothering me, Mr. Godot? Why have you not explained the bloodstain to the court?
Bloodstain? What bloodstain would that be?
Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood-colored stain that's smeared all over the apron.
That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a bloodstain.
You don't need to be told, just look at it.
Well, detective, could this stain really be blood?
No way, sir. It's just ketchup, sir.
Ketchup?
She must have gotten some on her apron while taking some of their breakfast that day. You could have spoken up a little sooner about that, Detective Gumshoe.
Pull a stunt like that again and I'll have you drink 17 cups of ketchup, witness. Oh, God.
I thought everyone knew what it was already.
17 Tassen Ketchup möchte ich jetzt auch nicht unbedingt trinken.
I haven't seen anything yet to make me doubt the last ruling I made on this case. The motive, the opportunity, and the supporting evidence. They have all been clearly established.
Well tried. It seems you really are a phony after all.
You really know how to drive a man nuts.
Witness, please continue with your testimony. Describe for the court the crime scene and the findings of your investigation there.
The crime was reported at 2:25 by a kinda scary old man, sir.
Weiß schon wer.
Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him, but we figured out who he was pretty quick and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene.
You identified the victim and secured your prime suspect. Very good.
Last chance to convince the court you're a real lawyer, tried. Don't count on any more cross-examinations after this one, so let the fun begin.
Okay, 2,25. Das passt ja auch zu dem hier. So halbwegs. Zwischen 1:30 und 2:30. Okay. Scary old man, Detective Gumshoe.
There's an old man who's regular at the restaurant where the incident happened.
We're obviously talking about the same old man.
Officers were dispatched right after the report came in, but the old guy still made a fuss.
What took you so long?
Then he hurled abuse at them and seeds.
Seeds?
It was nothing. I caught each one with my teeth.
I guess not even the mighty Godot can avoid being attacked by that guy.
The older man was the only other customer in the place at the time. He took his time finding a payphone apparently, so he was late reporting the crime. Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. How long was the defendant unconscious for?
The officers got to the crime scene at around 2:40. Maggie was still out cold in the kitchen at that time. It took another 10 minutes or so before she came to. I would have liked to have been on the scene myself.
I bet you would have liked to have carried out the search too.
I would have loved to see Maggie asleep like that, all pretty and peaceful.
You're a professional detective, Gumshoe, not a professional bird watcher.
Save the romantics for your own time, detective. All we need to know about is the investigation. Oh, I guess I'm pretty rare right now, aren't I?
The victim didn't have any identification on it. Okay. He didn't have any. Are you saying that it was stolen then?
No, I don't think so. The victim didn't have a driver's license or even a credit card on him, pal. All he had was 58 cents in his wallet.
58 cents?
Yeah, I can't believe I found someone with less in their wallet than me, pal.
Ich glaube, davon hat auch gerade geschwärmt, so mehr oder weniger.
The victim sounds like he was a thoroughly miserable young man.
Or some kind of outlaw. Why not give him a bit of an edge? I think I'm onto something here. Wirklich, aber es ist nichts Neues dazugekommen. Well, we figured out who he was pretty quickly, and then the investigation went smoothly. Or pretty quick. Wait a sec.
Oh, did I say something dumb again?
Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes?
Yeah, basically.
In that case, how were you able to identify the victim so quickly?
Oh, well that.
He's so let down. He's got the whole sagging shoulders and puppy eyes thing going.
There was a prescription bag on the victim's table along with a lottery ticket.
It seems Mr. Glenn Elk visited his doctor before he went to Très Bien.
We got the victim's name from the medical records of the doc who prescribed the meds. That's a reliable enough source for the court.
What should I do? Should I leave this alone or ask to hear more? Fangen wir mal danach. So what sort of medicine was in the bag?
Well, actually, the bag we found was empty.
Huh?
Yeah, completely empty.
It was completely empty. Vielleicht war da ja Gift drin.
Huh.
You're entering an empty paper bag as evidence. Desperate, are you, Tried? Now, what happened with the investigation after that, Detective? Wir nochmal zurück. Die andere Sache will ich auch nochmal auswählen. Auch wenn das wahrscheinlich nicht weiter relevant ist. Ich meine, was soll uns die Health Insurance hier bringen? Oh, darf ich gar nicht mehr. Na gut, dann war das wohl wirklich nicht wichtig. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. But the defendant had been passed out for a while, correct? In that case, isn't it possible someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket?
Hey, yeah, you've nailed it, pal. It happens to me all the time. We had a apartment party the other day, and when I got home, I was wearing the boss's shoes.
Wie? Was? Keep up this crazy testimony, Detective, and those shoes will end up down your throat. Oh, God.
Sorry.
So, Tried, someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket. That's a pretty bold statement. Care to back it up with some evidence? Well, I'd love to if I had any.
It appears you have no evidence to support your theory, Mr. Wright. Continue with your testimony, witness.
That was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. So the $500,000 lottery ticket and the bottle of poison were accounted for.
Yeah.
Interesting. It's true that those two items are accounted for, but wasn't there another lottery ticket that was stolen that day?
Oh yeah, the one the restaurant owner took. He won a whole dollar with it. What a lucky guy, huh?
And they're just going to let him get away with it?
It was just $1, Detective.
I guess no one cares when it's that little, except for Gumshoe. If I don't find a hole in this testimony, the judge is going to hand down his verdict. Gumshoe isn't giving us anything to work with, and we can't find any contradictions if he doesn't give us something.
Yeah, it's true. But Maggie and Gumshoe are like Dumb and Dumber. Our only hope is they were so dumb they missed something obvious. Come on, Gumshoe, be the dumbest you've ever been. Ha. Jetzt bin ich tatsächlich ein bisschen überfragt. Ich meine, das Einzige, was mich ein bisschen irritiert, ist, dass hier steht, Zeitpunkt des Todes war zwischen 1:30 und 2:30 Uhr, aber der Vorfall wurde schon um 2:25 Uhr berichtet und da hieß es ja sogar noch, der alte Mann hat eine Weile gebraucht, um ein Payphone zu finden. Okay, das war's wohl nicht. Witness statement is clearly faulty, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, but I can see nothing faulty. Unfortunately, I will have to penalize you, Mr. Wright.
Oh God. Must be on the wrong track. Geht ja gut los. Ich hatte noch so vage in Erinnerung, dass Teil 3 ganz schön schwer war. Ich glaube, ich merke es gerade wieder. Vielleicht irgendwas, was jetzt kommt, wenn ich ein zweites Mal presse. Ich meine, das hatten wir jetzt neulich auch schon. Das probiere ich nochmal eben. Das ist auch nichts Neues. Hier meinte Phoenix ja, he didn't say it was stolen, man. No, I think so. Victim didn't have it. 58 cents. I think I'm onto something here. Ja, aber was denn? Ich meine, vielleicht das Essen als Beweismittel. Wo steht, dass das Essen da so teuer ist? Wieso geht er mit nur 58 Cent in der Tasche? In ein Restaurant. Aber vielleicht ist es ja eins, wo man vorher bezahlt. Oder er hatte vorher $50 und 58 Cent in der Tasche. Und hat jetzt halt nur noch 58 Cent, weil er schon $50 im Voraus bezahlt hat. Aber... vor allem wird hier ja auch nichts... Das jetzt, es hieß ja gerade, von wegen hat nur 58 Cent, aber das ist ja in der Aussage hier selber nicht drin. Ey, jetzt bin ich gerade echt ganz schön überfragt. Ich nehme an, es hat auch sonst keiner eine Idee. Nothing else missing from the crime scene. Ist vielleicht irgendwas, was doch noch fehlte? Die Zeitung ist nicht mehr da, ne? Aber ich weiß nicht. Ne, offenbar auch nicht. Mann, seit wann ist Ace Attorney denn so schwer geworden? Vielleicht hier die Zeitung? Ja, aber es ergibt ja eigentlich auch keinen Sinn. Jetzt rate ich schon nur noch wahllos. Man könnte sagen, die Medizin hat gefehlt. Oha. Tatsächlich. Detective Gumshoe, I think I should point something out to you. There is just one small contradiction in your testimony.
Oh, finally. I'm getting all anxious just waiting, so hurry up, will you?
You testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Did the officers recover the medicine from the scene of the crime later?
No, they didn't.
The victim was given a prescription right before going to Très Bien. Where then did the medicine disappear to?
You are too cool, pal.
Das hätte ich jetzt aber eigentlich als ziemlich selbsterklärend befunden. Ich meine, der hat halt, vielleicht hat er es einfach vorher zu sich genommen.
Indeed. Due consideration wasn't given to the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Witness, why do you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence? I guess that's the most careless thing I've done so far, huh?
The victim was killed by poison and the victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. Klar, man kann es nämlich auch argumentieren, dass vielleicht die Medizin auch Gift enthalten hat. The victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself.
Order, order! Well, Mr. Goodall, what do you have to say to that?
That's all. What? Read for the court the name of the clinic on the prescription bag, if you will. What's the clinic's name got to do with anything? New ear otolaryngolo... Was? Otolaryngological?
Just what kind of illness was the victim suffering from, Mr. Goodall?
Hardly an illness, Your Honor. More like a bitter war wound, you could say.
A war wound?
The day before the incident, Mr. Elk found himself in a fight. He took a blow to the side of the head and ruptured his eardrum.
He ruptured his eardrum?
Then what on earth was the prescription he was given?
It was a cream that was to be applied topically inside his ear canal, not to be ingested.
What?
It's mentioned in the autopsy report if you read the fine print. They found traces of the medication in the victim's left ear.
Yes, here it is. In very, very fine print.
It seems Mr. Elk correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Très Bien. Therefore, it would be absurd to believe that he would have eaten his medication.
It seems that this medication is irrelevant to the case after all.
No. Nick, if you don't think of something quick, it'll all be over. She's right, but I can't get away with any old weak objection. What should I do? Keine Ahnung. Wählt einfach mal das. Only moments ago, Mr. Goodall made the following statement. It seems Mr. Elk correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Très Bien. If that's the case, then why was the medication not found at the scene of the crime?
But the medication in question was for topical use inside the ear canal.
That doesn't change the fact that it could not be found at the crime scene. However insignificant it may seem, it's a lawyer's duty to pursue the truth.
You know as well as I do that the medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems likely that a prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide.
It hardly seems likely that the coffee the waitress served would contain it either. But it did. The possibility is undeniable.
That's enough. Mr. Goodall, is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call? Mr. Goodall? I've got my own witness I'd like to call, sir. It's the old man who was there in the restaurant on the day of the murder.
Victor Kudo, the pigeon hater.
Very well. The matter of the disappearing medication seems a little more than trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial, and that is something that bothers me.
Yay, good job, Nick.
The court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear the prosecution's next witness.
I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups.
Court is adjourned for recess.
Das war schwer. Also, mit der Medizin wäre ich jetzt fast nicht mehr drauf gekommen. Okay, 11:03 Uhr. That was close. Tell me about it. I nearly died in there. That's my line, sir. No, it's my line. I think I really did die a little bit. Looks like we all nearly died in there. I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that? Huh? He said he'd help me, but he totally set me up. I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was backed into a corner. I mean, the guy's got to do his job, right? It's okay, I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life. But it really hurts this time. It felt like someone punched me hard in the stomach. I hate that guy. Don't ever want to see him again.
Poor Gumshoe.
So the next witness is going to be that old guy from the park, right?
Yeah, Mr. Kudo, lover of waitress outfits and projectile seeds.
I bet he's going to be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know. Yeah, he's a big old grouch. Are you going to be able to handle him, Nick?
Yeah, I can take whatever he throws at me, even those never-ending bird seeds.